So I'll be doing 4 pieces today. Since everybody's doing a dirty poem, I thought I'd do a dirty poem as well. So I'm doing one poem that is from 2011 and 3 from 2012, so they're actually in chronological order. Okay, the first one, this one is, I basically had an ex-girlfriend who was a bit off. Actually, I would say she's very off. She was a pyromaniac. She actually liked to play with fire. So she was a bit iffy, and so I decided to write one day I was just thinking, I decided to write a short poem called To My Lovely Pyromaniac. If we strip the gods, the wallpaper, the divinity, the mask, torch it all in the heart-shaped acetylene flame, all that's left are these ashes. Our love spread on the floor in a cindered heap, in the air as a smoky aura that fills each chamber in the lungs and causes the eyes to water and the brain to burn. We are madly in love. This smoldering orange-red flames that burns the curtains and the shades, revealing the nakedity underneath, and the sensual curves of the open furnace. A little kerosene and our loves turn blue, and our loves lift us up to the heights of ecstasy as skin turns black and scorches, flesh melts, and bone crackles. The angels lift us to the highest of all standards, and as shall remain of our physical selves, two spirits entwined in absolute love. So that was written in 2011. This one was written in 2012. I basically spent I don't know how you spent your New Year, hopefully it was fun. I spent my New Year in a bar near my house. You know the CD karaoke bars? Yeah, when I'm not in school and when I'm not doing Epiphany, I spend my time at a bar playing the piano and writing. Oh, is this something at the door? I spend my time in a bar playing music for drinks. Yeah, so I would do Bob Dylan covers and other kinds of music, and I would get drinks by some kind soul. So I decided to write this poem called Transitions. So I wrote this actually on the piano that I was playing on the day when it struck midnight. It's a new year. I feel like a hangover from a previous night of indulging in too much vodka and bleach. But most of all, I feel the same as I always did. Sleeping in 2011 and waking in 2012 in the same clothes. Dirty laundry from yesterday. It's not as if everybody's going to forget the feelings of a year gone by. All the joys, all the successes, all the pains, all the hurts. Trauma will be forgotten though, like catatonia in windswept pines. You will fall again and bruise your knee, or burn yourself with the end of a lighted cigarette, or be kicked in the balls by some unwitting love who you thought you loved. Everything happens all over again. 365 days just to make sure you get screwed on all bases before the year ends. And you'll write another miserable poem to commemorate the occasion. New Years are just continuations from the days before, looping like a great Mobius strip. Chronological through eternity, eternity of same emotions. Crashing upon breakers in the rocks so that you can keep the CD alcohol shops in business and enough loose change to jingle for some show tunes later. You, the happy camper in the desert. Okay, my next one, I decided to, I sort of went into something like, I had to write some Singapore poetry because, if not, I wouldn't be a Singaporean writer. There's this brief moment where I thought I had to write something Singaporean. So I wrote this piece called Transfusion. And yeah, it just came out after I spent one night drinking and walking along Boat Quay. Basically, all my friends know that, poetry usually comes out after one night of drinking. So yeah, that's where I got Transfusion from. Waters, murky and black, silt-filled, salty-covered with brine and gunk and spit, ebbs back and forth into the open harbour, accepting the stink and the soreness, pounding at the temple while half-naked children jump into the unknown in search of treasures. A Coca-Cola glass bottle, loose change, the reflection of a fool soul staring back and playing chase with a doppelganger, the sweet smell of toasted belacan and urine, the dobi washing out the stains, orang laut sprout in the heart of it all, accepting, giving, receiving, churning, the tossing of sacks of rice on a wooden barge, and watching grains fall out of lobangs. There was enough for everybody, and everyone wrote poetry and stories and showed it to everyone else. Then the warehouses came, gunpowder, then rubber, then heaps of money, and then Babel was built again, rose from the ground to hear every language. The dollar, to the pound, to the yen, to the yuan, to the plastic gods, to the neon blitz, and the 24-hour casinos. And the shuffle of notes in between fingers becomes the most common sound. The people are missing. The orang laut, the chatties, the babas, the aquas, the poets, the artists, left staff soaked in sweat, pandering like dancing bears to keep people interested in them, gone like the ebb and flow, damned like the dam. The dollar moves faster than the tides into keys. Faster, faster it goes. Where it stops, no one knows. So that's Transfusion.